When Russia invaded Ukraine in February, it led to the largest European conflict since World War II. Now, troops are just weeks away from entering the second year at war, a war that is deadlocked. Ian Lee reports from Ukraine.
Russian forces thought shock and awe would take Ukraine in days.
The Russian military has begun a brutal assault on the people of Ukraine. Without provocation, without justification, without necessity.
Forces attacked from multiple directions. Helicopters dropped troops at Hostomel Airport to seize the capital, Kyiv, while armored columns blitzed across the border. Russian President Vladimir Putin justified his war using a boogeyman from history. We will strive to demilitarize and denazify Ukraine, Putin explained. Millions of Ukrainian civilians fled the country, while the West and its allies quickly slapped tough sanctions on Moscow, targeting their economy and energy. Stiff Ukrainian resistance stopped the Russians in their tracks, inflicting heavy casualties and eventually forcing them to flee from around Kyiv. Russian troops left behind a trail of death and destruction, massacring hundreds of civilians in Bucha. These are war crimes, and they will be recognized by the world as genocide, President Volodymyr Zelensky said while visiting the town. The city of Mariupol became a symbol of heroism, while fighting around Europe's largest nuclear power plant drew another historical comparison, the Chernobyl disaster.
There has to be a recognition that this nuclear power plant cannot be a military target of any sort, in any way.
NATO and its allies poured weapons, ammunition, and equipment into the country. With the powerful American HIMARS rocket system, Ukraine fought back, launching a sweeping counteroffensive around Kharkiv and Kherson. Ukrainian troops scored major symbolic victories, like striking the strategic bridge connecting Russia and Crimea and sinking a Russian warship. Russia doubled down, conscripting hundreds of thousands of its citizens to the front line and declaring the annexation of territory in eastern Ukraine, while Zelensky traveled to the United States to rally support to get the weapons to win the fight.
The battle is not only for life, freedom and security of Ukrainians or any other nation which Russia attempts to conquer. This struggle will define in what world our children and grandchildren will live.
As the year closes, both sides are at a standstill, while Russia is targeting critical civilian infrastructure out of apparent frustration, depriving ordinary Ukrainians of warmth and light during a cold and dark winter. Ian Lee, CBS News, Dnipro, Ukraine.